Hello and welcome to the Happily Ever After Summit. I am your host, LaToya J.R. And you're going to be learning how to co-create a marriage filled with love, intimacy, and adventure. Today we have the original Riana, relationship expert. I'm going to have her introduce herself and tell you what it is that she does and how she can help you.
Oh, sure. Okay. My name is Riana Milne. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, certified addictions professional, and a licensed love, life, relationship coach. Also, interfaith minister, Reverend Riana is what I go by. I'm an author, best-selling author of my book, Love Beyond Your Dreams, Break Free of Toxic Relationships to Have the Love You Deserve, and Live Beyond Your Dreams from Fear and Doubt to Personal Power, Purpose, and Success. And I do a lot of coaching for singles and couples, singles looking to find emotionally healthy, evolved love, and couples looking to fix love, especially if there's toxic dynamics within that relationship.
Oh, I have a whole list of people that you can help. Whole list of people. So we're going to jump right in. The first question is, tell us a little more about your work as a life, love, relationship coach and how you came into it.
Sure. Well, I've been in private practice over 17 years now, many years in the Atlantic City, New Jersey area, 14 years. And then I moved to Delray Beach, Florida in April 2014, and it's paradise. I actually moved for the lifestyle. And I went to RCI, Relationship Coaching Institute, in 2009 and 10 to become certified in life and love issues for both singles and couples. Mm-hmm. And from there, I developed my program, which is originally written with my 2 books, and then I have a 200-page interactive notebook for singles and for couples. I combine really the psychology of a triple master's, applied clinical psychology, and the certified coaching. So this is why I do a little bit of past work, what happened in childhood that could be bringing out and sabotaging adult love. I do teach, whether it's singles or couples, the exact skills and techniques they're going to use and need to make for a much happier and healthier relationship and or successful dating to find that emotionally healthy partner. So, I created this program out of my own journey, really. I was frustrated myself, feeling like I'm a great lady, I'm the whole package, and I couldn't understand why I was getting toxic partners and what was it, because what the problem was not diagnosed in the DSM-4, which is our psychology manual. And today there is still nothing there for the ACOA personality. And the traditional term, and it's still used, is adult child of an alcoholic. But there's actually 9 traumas. Yes. So once you know the 9 traumas, then you say, wow, yes, I'm somebody that grew up under some of those traumas. So I'm having these triggers that are coming out in adult love relationships. So I did the research. I have over 200 authors cut into my book, Love Beyond Your Dreams. And because I needed this information, and then it was like, boom, I saw every client coming in, and I can tell within 5 minutes if there's childhood trauma. And then we get started with the work of understanding that, because I say you can't change what you don't understand. And there's a lot of psychology to do first before we get into the coaching piece, which is looking at the here and now and setting your goals for the future with a much healthier mindset and living more consciously, no longer unconsciously, which most humans do. Most humans do have 8 out of 10 are negative thoughts. And we train that for them to be more positive minded, where 8 out of 10 are positive thoughts. So learning to live fully consciously takes me some time. My programs are 6 months. So it takes about 90 days to really get the concepts down. And then the last 3 months, we're really practicing them and making sure it becomes a lifestyle. And then it just becomes automatic. And with couples, now I'm working with 3 entities. Let's say the man, the woman, and the relationship. It takes 6 months to do life coaching for each partner and then bring them together and understanding each other's triggers and traumas and working through them. So it's amazing. Like, I have goosebumps. The transformation that happens when people are consciously aware of what is happening. And there's a lot less personal affront. People aren't taking things so personally because they're saying, this comes from that trigger moment. So now I know how to handle that when this comes up for him or her. So
I love that.
Okay.
I was writing diligent notes as you were talking. First, the thing that stuck out to me the most is you can't change it if you don't know what it is or you don't understand it.
Yeah,
A lot of times people do come thinking it's one thing, but if you go back, you can pinpoint exactly where you're coming from with that. It's a trauma that you have.
exactly.
The
Well,
other thing, go ahead.
yeah, there's something called childhood triggers, LaToya, and this is, again, the adult brings them into their love relationship unconsciously. They're not aware that they're really existing. And ACOAs attract ACOAs. So initially, these relationships are very loving, very romantic, um, doting on each other, passionate, fun, everything's great. But then when the dynamic switches is when they first started falling in love, which is either 3 months to 6 months, or once the exclusivity hits, which is the marriage. So like people have been dating, well, wait, you were perfect before marriage. Now you're married. Now what? Because commitment could be one of the triggers that scares somebody to death. So all these fears start coming out after that commitment. And that's what's so scary for people. And again, when this happened, we adults were children. We were innocent. We didn't know any better. It became our normal. So, for example, I'm from the Philly area, and, a lot of the typical Italian families from Philly yell and scream at each other as normal conversation, right? That's their normal. But if you have someone from the Midwest where it's a nice, calm family and really calm, loving dynamics, this person's going to say, why are you yelling at me all the time?
Because I love you.
Yeah, the other one, I'm not yelling. I'm just talking to you. So see, these family norms, which we call our normal, could be very distressing to the other partner. So we have to take all of that into account. We look at all of that. And then what happens when you're a child, these faulty coping mechanisms, you do whatever you can to survive it. So let's, for example, a little boy comes home with an F on a paper. And he's afraid to show his dad because he's afraid he's going to get beat, right? So he changes it to an A. So he gets away with it. Now he's there, wow, if I lie, I can get away from the beating. So what happens is this person uses lying as a coping mechanism, actually a survival tool. And then when in an adult love relationship, they lie for no reason, or they're lying a lot. Why do they lie? Well, one reason is, they're afraid of being punished. They're afraid of disappointing the person that they love. And they're afraid that that partner may leave if they know the truth. So this person then becomes a habitual liar. So there's actually like 10 repercussions I could go into. That's just one. I'll tell you another one. If someone had abandonment issues, let's say they're a child of divorce, right? And child stays with mom most of the time. Dad leaves the home, and dad says, well, don't worry, I'll see you every weekend. And then the dad never comes back around. Now that's called a fault abandonment. So this child becomes usually the clingy or jealous adult in love, or controlling, because if they don't have a handle on it, they may lose it. So these are deep-seated abandonment issues. And maybe it'll help your listeners if I go into the 9 traumas. And
I think it would. Because I feel like just right now you're opening so many doors for people. Like, oh, that's why I'm doing that. I just got engaged, and now my relationship feels like it's going downhill. You are opening doors. Go ahead, go through those.
Yeah, and it's scary. So once you get this, it's like, wow, and again, ACOA, I've retermed that anyone can overcome abusive childhood trauma. It's more hopeful and inspirational. So my ACOA is different than the traditional term. But here's the 9 traumas, and for your listeners, write them down because I go pretty quick and I do use my fingers as a memory tool. So the first one is, if you're a child now and any parent comes from any addiction, drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, gambling, eating, spending, hoarding, any type of addictive behavior. So that's a parent that might have cheated. That's a sex addiction. Okay. Second, if you are a witness or received domestic violence. So if you witness mom and dad fighting, or you were yelled at. There's verbal abuse, emotional abuse or neglect. And the last one is physical abuse, rape, or molestation. Okay, that's the 4th trauma. The 5th trauma is that abandonment, fault or no fault. So the fault abandonment, I already explained. That parent had full control to be in your life, but chose not to. A no-fault abandonment is if a child parent dies early, or they have to leave the family for war, to go fight, military, family, or they have to travel a lot due to their job. Now, that was my situation. I didn't know as a little girl. My dad was FBI, CIA, James Bond. I had no idea. But I always remember saying, when's Daddy coming home? And it was always like, well, we don't know. So that unknowingly can lead to anxiety. Okay, but that's a no-fault because he's working to support the family.
Okay.
Number 6 is if you are from adoption, were involved with foster care, or had to go live with another relative because your primary parents couldn't take care of you. Okay, it's a very scary thing for a young child.
Yeah.
Number 7 is personal trauma. So if you remember feeling different, growing up, if you were teased or bullied or had a medical condition, maybe children who were overweight or wore glasses. I was very skinny and wore glasses, and I was teased horribly, So any kind of personal trauma, feeling I'm not good enough, that's a big feeling in a lot of my adults. Number 8 is sibling trauma. If you had an older sibling, let's say, that had an addiction, so you didn't get much attention as a child, or something was wrong. It could be a medical condition, either for you in personal trauma or a sibling. Okay. And number 9, the last one, is if there was family trauma. So parents incarcerated, moving a lot due to military family, where the child couldn't really get good friendships in school, loss of home by flood or fire. There's others, but those are just fresh off the top of my head. So now when you see the 9 traumas, ACOA, the initial term is like, well, I didn't have a parent that was alcoholic, but I had this, and this. Okay, so that's why I'm saying all 9 traumas, and then we do a weight scale from 1 to 10. So maybe there wasn't any, physical abuse, but the yelling was constant. So physical could have been a 0, but verbal could be a 10. So we weight the issues, and that's going to depend where those triggers come up and what type of triggers, you see. So this was the missing piece for me. And like I said, you believe I never heard about this stuff? And it's took me to psychology. I'm like, and I didn't know what was going on. And your partner is often described as Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Now, if you've seen that play, this is so profound, because when I first saw the play, I didn't think of it in this way. Now that I know this information and this is my expertise, it's so typical. Dr. Jekyll was respected in the community and smart and charming, and everyone loved him. And Mr. Hyde, the hidden personality, was the man that went out at night and ravished women and murdered, and like nobody could believe that that's who that person was.
Right.
And that's what happens when you're involved with someone like this. Like, who are they? It's like a shock. It's a surprise. And then, very often there's the hidden secrets that the ACOA may have. The woman may often have a secret life on Facebook, reaching out to men for attention. Or the man, maybe, act in affairs or go gamble, something secretive. And in a way, that's a power move, when they're angry at their partner. So there's a lot of passive aggressive that could come out. So there's all these different avenues that could come into play. It's really quite amazing and interesting. But this is the part I really took on to study due to something that happened in my life.
I mean, just how you just explained it to me, I would feel like coaching with you or talking with you would really create an intimacy between me and my partner. Just as an audience member, I'm thinking, like, how would this create intimacy? I mean, just getting to know those different situations and taking those individual journeys and then bringing those journeys together would be quite amazing and very, very intimate, because you get to kind of know the deeper, darker side, or the unsafe side, or, the scared one. I love that. Like, I just love that.
Well, first of all, when I have a couple, I do life coaching individually. So they don't have to share all of these wounds with their partner sitting right there. It's one-on-one, and I do Skype coach around the world, or I work in my Delray office. Either way, I can do it either way. My furthest client right now is in Lebanon, and she's doing phenomenal. Now, first, I work with them individually to get them to be the best they can be. And to be your highest and best self is to be called evolved. Okay. So I teach people to have an emotionally healthy, evolved relationship. It takes two people to feel amazing about themselves
Yes.
and then build the relationship together. So like I said, I help the man, the woman, then the relationship, because there's relationship tools they need to know. So the fighting stops. They have certain codes, certain rules that they follow, all these techniques that I give. Meanwhile, I'm building each other back to be their highest and best self. I hear from a lot of women say, I've totally lost myself in this relationship, right? Because they keep overcompensating, or somebody becomes codependent, just trying to placate and please the difficult partner. And eventually it's like, I'm lost. I was this amazing person when you met me. Now I'm like, not myself at all.
Right.
And these are the relationships where you hear, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. What am I going to get when I come home? The angry person, the loving person, because it's black and white.
You never know what you're going to get.
Right. I mean, it's like craziness.
But I love that you say that you're building them up, and then in turn it's building their relationship up. I love that.
Yes, because they're getting their essence of their true selves back.
Their authentic selves.
What is not there, then we do goal setting and spiritual. I do meditations. My program is really based on a lot of spirituality. So we just get them to be, more faith-based, more spiritual. It doesn't matter what religion they come from. It's a spiritual concept. And just chip away at these goals first in their life, whether it's friendships, finances, their career, where they feel good, great, let's make it better. Where they don't feel good, let's build that up and make that all feel solid, like it's coming together. And then, you can see the couple grow as individually they also grow. So it's just really cool. It really works well.
That's amazing work. And I am so thankful that you decided to come on today, because you just added so much value in just so little time. Like, that's just amazing. I know that you have a free gift that you want to offer the audience. So can you tell them a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Go to my website. It's rianamilne.com, RianaMilne. Oh, it's down there. Thank you. .com. And you'll see a couple of things. One, you can get free chapters to my books, Live and Love Beyond Your Dreams. And then I offer a free coaching strategy session up to 1 hour. If you're a couple, I'd like to meet you together on Skype, or come into my Delray office if you're local. Just fill out the form. Tell me a little bit about you, what you're struggling with. We set up a time. You meet only with me. I am your coach. I don't give you to a junior coach, because again, you really need that psychology piece and the certified coaching piece. And I just really want to encourage your couples, don't wait till it's too late. If you've been suffering with toxic dynamics, stop it now. And I hear a lot of people say, well, I want to go, but he won't go. Start, because I can tell you 95% of my couples, one starts and then the other one knows, whoa, she's serious. Now your boundaries will get stronger and better. He sees you change. And then he's now really panicking, she may leave me and I better join in.
They hop on that train.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. So, couples out there listening, if you want to be on board, definitely reach out to me. That coaching strategy session is worth $300. But this is my passion work. I really, really want to help people who are suffering with ACOA dynamics. And I describe it like a rainbow, LaToya. It's a learning curve. They'd be here starting out not really knowing what's going on and why all this is happening. And they learn and they slip, and they learn and they slip. But once they're over to this other side, it is like a pot of gold. Like you will totally be a different transformed person in your relationship. And it's just amazing. Like I just love my work.
I love it.
And I just want to let them know too, I do Facebook Live Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Coach Riana Milne. And my January topic on YouTube under Riana Milne is all about ACOA stuff. So if you think you're like suffering with this, you want more information, you'll see some videos on ACOA and my Facebook Live from January. Check that out, because I think it'll be really helpful for you guys.
Check her out. Find her at all the sites that she listed. Definitely click the link below, because she's offering it for free and it's a $300 value. I'm just saying. Much love to all my audience members. You have a great day.
Thank you.